It is the dream of every man and woman to have a Prince Charming and a Princess Cinderella whom they are going to settle in a castle, and they enjoy the evening walk over hills as they enjoy the sunset. That is the dream. That is the ideal. But in many cases, it doesn't happen. In my counseling practice, I've come across where people are having strange problem, or which is called sexual aversion disorder or sexual aversion syndrome, and this is the case where people try to avoid your partner sexually, and so it becomes a great question. Since you married, that actually was one of the beginning. So what has happened? Why are you avoiding your partner? Why don't you want to consummate the sex, to consummate your marriage? What is happening? So now I'm going to look at this issue of the causes of sexual aversion disorder. One of the reasons is marital infidelity. You suspect your partner is moving out, so you feel that having sex with him or her, you are likely to get sexually transmitted infection, and so you try to avoid. You don't want to get into contact with your partner. Then, secondly, you are likely to get into this sexual aversion disorder when there is violence at home. When there is constant fighting, you are constantly fighting, being insulted, being beaten by your partner, or beating your partner, it is very hard for you to have sex. Then there is also the issue of the lack of personal hygiene. You are dirty, you are stinking, you are sweating, and so your partner doesn't have any taste of you. So the person, your partner, doesn't want to have any sexual affair with you. Then there is the past memories. You might have experienced incest or rape when you were young, and then that one can also affect sex. You might be having those memories which are imprinted in your subconscious. Another point is the issue of religion or culture. This is where you have been taught it is bad to have sex before marriage. It's bad to have fornication. And so, even when you marry, those teachings have already been imprinted in your psyche, and it becomes difficult for you even to have sex in a free atmosphere. And so, this is a problem which affects even Christians. Christians are affected very much, and this is why we have the issue of frigidity and premature ejaculation. Then your partner may also be having a problem of being an hypersex. Hypersex, this is somebody who is above average. He is just too demanding, and your partner may not measure. Or probably even your partner, if it's a man, is using Viagra, especially if you are old and you feel that your energy has gone down. So, if you are using Viagra, your partner might feel they cannot measure. And so it also becomes a challenge if one of the partner is hypersex. And then tied up with that, in the ages of 30s and 40s, the sexual drive of women picks up, the libido picks up. When for men in 30s and 40s, most of them, they go down. So now, the women in 30s and 40s, many are going to look for young boys of less than 30 who are going to satisfy them because the libido is very high. And then with the men of 30s and 40s, many of them, they will go to girls of less than 30 so that they are not going to be sexually threatened. And this is the basis of the sugar mommy, sugar daddy complex which we experience in the society. It has got a biological base rather than the issue of money. Now, there is also the problem of menopause. Menopause comes up with a lot of challenges. Women may not be able to, because of the hormones. So menopause and the andropause, in case of men, it will become a challenge to have sex when you are undergoing such phases of life. Then there is also the problem of discouragement of our children. You might be having different styles of discipline. You might be conflicting. You want this style, your wife wants this style. There is also the conflict of money. There is also the conflict of your role as the husband, your role as the wife. And this one also make the people create a lot of bitterness, and it affects the sexual relationship. Then there is also the issue of directly after birth. It will become a problem because there are some men who may not control themselves, and immediately the woman has come from maternity, they simply want to have sex. And it will even become worse if the wife has also undergone cesarean section. So it will become a problem. And then there is also the problem of people having depression and facing stress. It can also be another problem. Then there is also the issue of loss of privacy. People are staying in very small rooms, probably a single room, and then you've also got big children. So it will become difficult for you to have a healthy sexual life because you are fearing that your children are going to hear what you are doing, or they are going to surprise you. So it will become such a challenge. Then there can also be a problem of changes of life. You might have experiences where you have lost your partner. You might have experienced a divorce. You might also have experienced career progression where you have been promoted with a lot of work challenges. So what happens? You are not able to concentrate at home level, or you have lost even your job. You have been retrenched. It will become such a challenge. So now, all these are very critical factors which can make people to avoid your partner. And of course, on top of this also, there is the issue of pornography, where your partner, after having realized you are not being welcomed by your wife or your husband, you get into pornography where you are going to get satisfaction. And then there is also the problem also of masturbation. These are issues which might also make people just avoid the other partner, and then that one become a challenge. Now, what are the symptoms of sexual aversion disorder? One is lack of interest in sex. Secondly, there is dizziness. Then there is the shortness of breath. You just change the mood. There is rapid heartbeat. Then you find that one of the partner is fearing to go to bed at the same time. So you have got different times to go to bed with your wife or with your husband. So you concentrate on watching TV because you are fearing to have sex. You are scared. And if not watching TV, you spend more hours in the shopping center drinking. Or alternatively, women might also, and even men, concentrate on kesha, so that even when they come, they meet their partners, they are asleep. And then another point is that you might give yourself extra time at work. You want now to concentrate more on work, so that by the time you come, you say you are very, very tired. So another point is also you can make yourself less sexually attractive, so that your partner is put off by the way you look, the way you dress. You don't wash, don't brush your teeth, you are sweating, you are stinking, so that your partner is put off. And then finally, you might also be vomiting after sex. You are so much affected psychologically. Now, what is the treatment of this? You can undergo psychotherapy. You can visit a counselor, and then if you are experiencing panic attacks, you can also go to the doctor who is going to give you medicine. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I would encourage you to share, to comment, so that I make this video better, and I would kindly request you to subscribe so that you are alerted when a video of this kind is prepared. Thank you very much. You are my very great strength and great encouragement in this video preparation. Thank you.